Hello, this is Robert Jameson, the Cashologist. My friends call me Brian, and I hope you do too. Today on the Cashology channel, we're going to talk about budgeting, a new you. You know, budgeting is an important part of life, and if you want to make an improvement in your life financially, then you're going to have to learn to make a budget. Not only are you going to have to learn to make a budget, you're going to have to learn to keep the budget you make. The good news is today is an excellent time for you to begin creating a better financial future by making a fresh start with a budget. You can learn how to live on a budget, how to stick with your budget, and even have a little fun doing it. You know, there are benefits to budgeting, and down in the corner here we have a quote from Benjamin Franklin. A man may, if he knows not how to save as he gets, keep his nose to the grindstone. Well, that's kind of an old quote, but really what it means is if you don't save and budget, then you're going to end up having to keep your nose to the grindstone, in other words, working for an awful lot longer than you might have to otherwise. So budgeting is an important way to become financially free. There are also other amazing benefits to budgeting, and they don't have to take all the fun out of your life. Budgeting will give you a sense of accomplishment. It will grow your security in financial matters. It will help you build stronger relationships, certainly with your creditors, and maybe with other friends and family members as the stress and anxiety over your finances diminishes. It'll give you more joy at work because you know that your work will be connected to more positive financial futures. And it will help you feel steadier in the face of change because you'll know where you're at and you'll know what you need to do to make the changes you want in your life. Budgeting is a 4-step process. And as Emerson reminds us, can anybody remember when the times were not hard and money was not scarce? So don't use the fact that you don't have the time or the energy or the finances to begin budgeting to put it off. Just begin the process. First, you want to determine your financial goals. Then you want to understand what your current financial situation is. Then you'll need to identify the obstacles to what you want to accomplish financially. And finally, number 4, you want to plan a budget and stick to it so that you can accomplish the goals that you've identified in step number 1. You know, and it's important to realize that if you share financial responsibilities with others, you need to discuss your goals and their goals so that you have common goals and don't run into problems with the people who are significant members of your life. You need to talk about health and insurance and savings so that you can come to common agreements with the people who you live with. And are your choices contributing positively towards achieving your goals? Maybe you need to look at some of the decisions you make on a daily basis. And it's important that your family share the most important financial goals that you have with you. If you want a new boat and everybody else wants to take a new vacation, well then you guys have got to come to some compromise. Perhaps you could take a boating vacation. When you're budgeting, the first thing you need to do is talk about how much money you have coming in, how much you earn each month, and how much money enters your household from other family members, other contributions that they make. Then, of course, you need to look at how much money is going out. How much money are you spending every month, and how much money is being spent unnecessarily every month? Because this is where you can identify the savings that you can make so that you can have the things that you want and not waste the money on unthinking purchases. An easy thing to do, well, it's not easy, but it's not that hard, is to create a worksheet to track the money going in and out. And you should try and track every source of income because it's those little miscellaneous things here and there, that extra Starbucks for $3 or $4 that happens, that really will take away from you having a significant impact on your savings and financial goals. And you should track every dollar that leaves the household and track how you spend it, where it goes. Also, when doing a budget, you need to take into account expenses that come into play only occasionally. Remember, there's such things as property taxes, car registration, insurance, car repairs, all sorts of little things. Maybe dental expenses that come up regularly if you have children. And even if you're doing a budget, you have to recognize that you have to have some money in there for having a good time. So you should include money for entertainment and hobby in your budgeting, as well as money for all the important things. And put money aside for holidays. Remember, you're trying to develop a financial plan that will give you a quality of life that you will enjoy. So don't short yourself, at least on your goals. Try and determine the other short-term goals and build funds for these goals as well. Being specific is the key to financial success. What are you going to achieve and how are you going to do it? Track your spending at the end of each month and hold yourself accountable for every dollar. And don't be afraid to rethink your goals if they're too ambitious. Maybe you did want that new boat by the end of the year, but maybe it's going to take another year to get there. But remember, you're going to get there if you make a plan and stick to it. And of course, if there's a sudden change in your expenses, you need to be prepared to revise your budget. Big business does it all the time. We hope the tips we've shared with you today will help you be more confident in your finances, more financially stable, and looking forward to achieving a bright financial future of your dreams. Budgeting is the beginning of the process. So that's a good start, and we hope you take a start in budgeting. The Cashologist invites you to visit us online at the Cashology Journal or the Cash Improvement Network. Thank you, and have a great cash-filled day.